Have you ever been told to drink a big glass of water the moment you wake up? For years, it's been hailed as a golden health habit. But what if I told you that same habit might be quietly working against you, especially as you age? Hi there, and welcome back to Ageless Mind and Body, the channel, where we dig deeper into the everyday choices that truly shape how we feel. Today, we're talking about something so simple, so familiar, that most people never question it: morning hydration. Yes, water is essential, but the way, the timing, and the amount you drink could be the reason behind that morning nausea, fogginess, or digestive discomfort you've been brushing off. In this video, we're going to reveal 6 surprising mistakes people make with water. First thing in the morning, mistakes that could be throwing your body out of balance without you even realizing it. Stick with us, because by the end, you'll learn exactly how to hydrate the right way, with tips that are especially important if you're over 60. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness and giving your body the gentle support it deserves. Let's get started. 1. Drinking water immediately after taking medication on an overly full or empty stomach. It might seem harmless, waking up, grabbing your medication, and washing it down with a full glass of water. After all, that's what most doctors recommend, right? But what many people don't realize is that the timing, the amount of water, and the state of your stomach when you take your meds can significantly impact how your body reacts. Let's think about what's really happening inside. When you've just woken up, your body is still transitioning out of its resting state. Your stomach lining is sensitive, your hormones are recalibrating, and your digestive system is just beginning to wake up. If you throw in a large amount of water, especially on an empty stomach right after taking medication, it can cause a surprising range of reactions. Some people feel sudden bloating, mild nausea, or even heartburn without understanding why. In reality, the combination of an unsettled stomach and the sudden influx of water can irritate the digestive tract or dilute stomach acids, which are crucial for properly breaking down and absorbing certain medications. On the flip side, taking your meds immediately after a heavy breakfast and then gulping down water can also interfere with how the medication works, particularly if it's meant to be taken on an empty stomach. Food can delay or reduce the absorption of some medications, and too much water may accelerate the medication through your digestive tract before your body can properly absorb it. This makes the medication less effective and can even lead to inconsistent results over time. Let me share a real-life example. Margaret, a bright and active woman in her 80s, had been taking thyroid medication for years. Her routine was the same. Every morning she'd take her pill, drink a large glass of water, and then have breakfast. It seemed like a solid routine, but she started experiencing persistent nausea. Her blood tests were fine, her medications hadn't changed, and yet something felt off. After consulting her doctor and reviewing her habits more closely, they realized the issue wasn't the medication itself, it was the water. Margaret had been drinking too much water too quickly right after taking her pill. Her stomach couldn't handle the sudden volume, and it was interfering with how her body absorbed the medication. She made a small but powerful change. Instead of gulping down a full glass, she sipped just enough water to comfortably swallow the pill. Then she waited about 45 minutes before eating a light breakfast. Within days, her nausea disappeared. Her energy returned, and her blood work even showed improvement in how her medication was being absorbed. The takeaway here is simple but important. Listen to your body. If you're waking up feeling off, dizzy, nauseous, or foggy, it might not be the medication itself, or even your age. It could be how you're taking it. Be mindful. Take smaller sips. Give your stomach time to adjust before adding food or more water. Sometimes healing begins not with major changes, but with gentler habits. And this one simple shift could be the key to a more comfortable, healthier morning. 2. Drinking water too quickly, or drinking a lot at once. After waking up, drinking water too quickly or consuming a large amount all at once, especially right after waking up, may seem like a harmless habit. After all, we're often told to stay hydrated, and that water is essential for our health. But when your body is just waking up, this well-intentioned practice can actually cause more harm than good. During the night, your body enters a state of rest and repair. Your digestion slows, your heart rate drops, and your internal systems begin to reset. When you wake up, your body doesn't immediately return to full speed, it eases into its rhythm gradually. That's why flooding your system with a large volume of water right away can be disruptive. Many people experience unexpected symptoms like dizziness, nausea, or bloating in the morning, and fail to realize that their hydration habits may be the culprit. Your stomach, which is still adjusting after hours of inactivity, may expand too quickly. Your kidneys are suddenly put to work to process the sudden influx of fluid. And your electrolyte levels, which are delicate in the early morning, can become unbalanced if the body is overwhelmed too fast. These effects are often more pronounced in older adults whose systems are naturally more sensitive and slower to adjust. Walter, a 72-year-old retired coach, is a perfect example of how such a small habit can make a big difference. For years, Walter began his day with discipline. The moment he woke up, he'd drink an entire bottle of water, around 16 ounces, before even stepping out of bed. He believed this was the healthiest way to kickstart his metabolism and rehydrate after sleep. But over time, he began noticing something odd. Some mornings he would feel lightheaded, even slightly dizzy. His stomach sometimes felt off, and he couldn't explain why. His diet hadn't changed, and he was generally in good health. Yet, something felt unbalanced. After speaking with his doctor and reviewing his morning routine, the solution turned out to be surprisingly simple. Walter wasn't drinking the wrong thing. He was drinking it the wrong way. He was taking in too much water too quickly, and his body couldn't keep up. So he made one small change. Instead of gulping down the entire bottle, he started sipping water slowly over the course of 15 to 20 minutes. He sat upright, allowed himself to fully wake up, and let his body adjust gradually. Within a week, the dizziness stopped. His mornings felt more grounded, his stomach settled, and he felt a noticeable boost in energy. The lesson is clear: your body doesn't want to be shocked awake with a flood of cold liquid. It prefers a gentle, gradual return to rhythm. Slow sips, mindful breathing, and allowing your system to ease into the day can lead to big improvements. If you've been racing to hydrate each morning, try slowing down tomorrow. Your body will respond with more comfort, better digestion, and a steadier start to your day. Sometimes the smallest adjustments bring the greatest relief. 3. Drinking water from a plastic bottle left overnight. It's a common habit that seems harmless, leaving a plastic water bottle by your bedside at night so you can take a sip in the morning. It's convenient, easy, and feels like a smart way to stay hydrated. But what many people don't realize is that this simple routine could be introducing harmful chemicals into your body, especially if the bottle is made of plastic and has been sitting for hours or even days. Plastic over time begins to break down, and when exposed to temperature changes like the warmth of your bedroom, nearby lamps, or even direct sunlight from the window in the early morning, it can start to leach chemicals into the water inside. One of the most talked about chemicals is BPA, or bisphenol A, which has been linked to hormone disruption. Even if a bottle is labeled BPA-free, studies have shown that other similar compounds used in plastic production can mimic hormone activity in the body, often with unpredictable effects. These compounds, called endocrine disruptors, can interfere with your body's delicate hormonal balance, which becomes even more sensitive as we age. For older adults, managing conditions like thyroid issues, blood pressure, or blood sugar imbalances. This kind of interference, even in small doses, can cause subtle but meaningful disruptions over time. You may not notice it immediately. There might be vague symptoms, fatigue, mild headaches, bloating, or just a general feeling that something is off. These signs are often brushed off or attributed to aging stress or poor sleep. But the truth is, they may be your body's quiet response to repeated exposure to environmental toxins, and one of the sources could be that plastic bottle sitting next to your bed. Let me tell you about John, a 76-year-old retired teacher who had always been diligent about drinking water. He made it a habit to fill a plastic water bottle every evening and leave it on his nightstand. Each morning, he'd sip from it before getting out of bed, thinking it was a healthy way to start the day. But over time, John began experiencing more frequent headaches, digestion issues, and an odd sense of fatigue that he couldn't quite explain. His diet was clean, his medications were unchanged, and his sleep routine was consistent. It wasn't until a nutritionist asked about his hydration habits that they made the connection. That plastic bottle refilled every day and left in a warm room overnight was likely the source of his discomfort. John decided to switch things up. He replaced the plastic with a glass bottle, stopped reusing old containers, and began pouring fresh water each morning. Within just a few weeks, he noticed a clear difference. The headaches eased, his digestion improved, and he felt more stable throughout the day. It was a simple change, but one with a powerful impact. Sometimes better health doesn't come from adding something new. It comes from removing something subtle but harmful. And in this case, choosing safer materials and fresher water made all the difference. 4. Drink cold water on an empty stomach. Drinking cold water on an empty stomach may seem harmless, even refreshing. But for many people, especially older adults, it can have unintended consequences that quietly affect your health and comfort. When you sleep, your body goes into a restorative state. Your metabolism slows down, your digestive system takes a break, and your internal temperature drops slightly as your body conserves energy. After hours of fasting and rest, your organs are gradually waking up and adjusting to a new day. Then suddenly, you shock that delicate system with ice-cold water. The result, your blood vessels constrict, your stomach muscles tighten, and your digestive system goes into temporary distress. While a younger, more resilient body may bounce back from that jolt without noticeable effects, aging bodies are more sensitive. As we grow older, our circulation becomes less efficient, and our metabolism slows. Even minor stressors like a glass of cold water can lead to bloating, mild cramping chills, or a general sense of discomfort that lasts throughout the morning. Many people report feeling lightheaded, nauseated, or unusually sluggish after drinking cold water first thing in the morning, but they often fail to connect those symptoms to what they're drinking, or, more accurately, how they're drinking it. Let's take Jason as an example. Jason, now in his early 70s, always prided himself on staying healthy and active. For years, he started his mornings with a brisk walk and a tall glass of ice-cold water straight from the fridge. It had become a ritual, something he believed helped wake him up and energize him for the day. But gradually, Jason noticed a few unpleasant patterns. His hands would feel colder than usual after drinking the water. Sometimes he'd get a strange cramping sensation in his lower abdomen. His digestion felt slower, and some mornings he just couldn't shake off a foggy feeling. At first, he dismissed these things as natural signs of aging. But after speaking with his doctor and reflecting on his habits, he realized the only thing he consistently did before breakfast was drink that cold water. Curious, Jason made a small change. He switched to room temperature water. Just that. No new medication, no special diet, no big adjustments. And within days, he felt a difference. His stomach felt more relaxed in the mornings. The chills and tightness in his gut faded. His energy was steadier, and his digestion became more predictable. It wasn't a miracle, it was simply a gentler way to support his body's transition from rest to activity. This small shift served as a reminder that health isn't always about doing more. Sometimes it's about doing the same things with a little more care. If you've been starting your mornings with cold water and feeling off, try swapping it out for water that's closer to your body's natural temperature. Your body may respond with gratitude, and you may feel better, calmer, and more grounded as a result. 5. Just drink water without breakfast. Skipping breakfast and relying solely on water in the morning is a trend that's grown in popularity, especially among those who follow intermittent fasting or want to simplify their routines. While water is undeniably essential for rehydration after a night's sleep, it's important to recognize that it can't replace the fuel your body truly needs to function at its best. After 7 to 10 hours of fasting overnight, your body wakes up in a depleted state. Your blood sugar is low, your energy reserves are limited, and your brain, which relies heavily on glucose, is running on empty. Drinking water alone may make you feel temporarily refreshed, but without any nourishment, it doesn't take long before the symptoms of underfueling start to creep in. You might feel foggy-headed, emotionally irritable, unusually tired, or even lightheaded. Many people dismiss these symptoms as signs of aging, poor sleep, or just a stressful day ahead, but they're often simply your body's way of asking for real food. Consider Jessie, a 69-year-old who always prided herself on keeping things simple and healthy. She had read articles suggesting that drinking water and skipping breakfast could improve longevity, reduce inflammation, and support weight control. So she adopted the habit: wake up, drink a full glass of water, have a cup of coffee, and delay eating until lunch. At first she thought it was working. She lost a couple of pounds and felt lighter. But gradually Jessie noticed a change. Her energy in the mornings started to dip. She had trouble focusing on tasks that used to be second nature. She found herself rereading articles, forgetting small details, or feeling slightly off during conversations. At first, she chalked it up to getting older, but her daughter noticed something wasn't quite right and encouraged her to speak with a doctor. Her tests came back normal, and there were no major concerns. That's when they began to look at her routine more closely. The missing piece was nourishment. Jessie's body wasn't getting enough fuel in the morning to support mental clarity and stable energy levels. Her doctor recommended reintroducing a light breakfast, nothing heavy or complicated. So Jessie started small, half a banana with peanut butter, a boiled egg, or a slice of whole grain toast. Within a week, she noticed a dramatic difference. Her brain felt sharper, her mood steadier, and her body more grounded throughout the day. It wasn't about eating a big meal, it was about giving her body what it needed after a long night of fasting. Water is vital, but it can't do the job of food. Your cells, muscles, and brain need nutrients to activate and function well. Starting the day with a balance of hydration and gentle nourishment is a simple yet powerful way to support aging gracefully. If you've been skipping breakfast and noticing sluggish mornings, consider giving your body a little fuel. You may be surprised by how much clearer, steadier, and more energized your mornings become. 6. Drink water before going to the toilet after waking up. Drinking water first thing in the morning is often promoted as one of the healthiest habits you can develop. It's simple, natural, and seems like a perfect way to wake up your body. But what if this habit, when done too quickly or at the wrong moment, is actually putting unnecessary pressure on your system, especially your kidneys? After a long night's sleep, your body is naturally detoxifying. While you rest, your kidneys work quietly to filter waste from your bloodstream, producing urine that collects in your bladder. By the time you wake up, your bladder is full and your body is primed to eliminate the toxins it has worked so hard to gather. When you drink water before using the restroom, you're essentially adding more liquid into a system that's already full and waiting to flush out waste. This may seem minor, but over time it can strain your kidneys and interfere with your body's natural rhythm of detoxification. For younger individuals, the impact might be minimal, but as we age, kidney function gradually declines. The body's ability to efficiently filter fluids slows down, and the delicate balance of electrolytes, blood pressure, and fluid retention becomes more sensitive. In this context, overloading the kidneys with additional water before giving them the chance to release what's already been filtered can lead to discomfort, bloating, or even dizziness. It may also contribute to that sluggish, foggy feeling many people experience in the morning without understanding why. Linda, a 75-year-old retired nurse, had always followed the standard advice. She kept a glass of water by her bedside and made sure to drink it as soon as she woke up. She believed it was helping her stay hydrated and support her overall wellness. However, over time, Linda began experiencing odd symptoms. Her stomach felt heavy in the mornings, her legs occasionally swelled, and she sometimes felt lightheaded after getting out of bed. Nothing in her medical tests stood out. Her diet was consistent, her medications hadn't changed, and she maintained a generally active lifestyle. But something still felt off. It wasn't until a conversation with a holistic practitioner that Linda decided to switch her routine. Instead of drinking water immediately upon waking, she began with a trip to the bathroom, followed by a few minutes of light movement, stretching, breathing, and slowly easing into the day. Only after that did she sip water mindfully and gradually. Within just a week, she noticed a clear improvement. Her bloating diminished, her energy levels improved, and the strange morning discomforts disappeared. She didn't change what she drank, or how much, only when she drank it. This small but meaningful shift made a lasting impact. It reminds us that timing matters, especially as our bodies change with age. Giving your body a chance to eliminate waste first thing in the morning before introducing new fluids supports your natural detox process and reduces stress on the kidneys. It's not about eliminating water, it's about respecting your body's rhythm. Sometimes better health begins with better timing. Sometimes it's the smallest changes that bring the greatest improvements. Your morning routine doesn't need to be completely overhauled to make a real difference. Just a few thoughtful adjustments can help you feel more balanced, energized, and in control of your day. Whether it's choosing to drink warm water instead of cold, taking slow, mindful sips instead of rushing, or simply adding a light breakfast to support your body's natural rhythm, these gentle shifts can have a profound impact, especially as we grow older. Our bodies become more sensitive with time. What once worked effortlessly in our youth may now require more care and awareness. Drinking water is essential, yes, but how and when we hydrate matters just as much as what we drink. Overloading your system at the wrong time, drinking too quickly, or skipping nourishment altogether can lead to symptoms we might mistakenly blame on age, medication, or bad sleep. The key takeaway isn't fear, it's awareness. When we begin to listen closely to our bodies and respond with compassion and care, we create space for true well-being to grow. By being more intentional with your morning habits, you're not just following a routine, you're honoring your health day by day. If this message resonated with you and you're interested in more thoughtful, age-aware health insights, we invite you to subscribe to Ageless Mind and Body. We share weekly videos designed to help you feel better, move easier, and live with greater clarity. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new tip. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We love hearing from our community. Your journey matters, and we're here to walk it with you.